There is a hidden code behind all great fortunes, a mental pattern as precise as a mathematical equation. And yet, most people have never heard about it. For more than 20 years, one man walked the path of giants. He interviewed the greatest names of success, observed their habits, and decoded their beliefs. This man was Napoleon Hill. What he discovered was not just a method, but a mental alchemy. An invisible engineering that transforms ideas into wealth, dreams into reality. But why does no one talk about this today? Because the formula was buried beneath the noise of immediacy, haste, and emotional scarcity. This video is an invitation to rescue this sacred knowledge, to train your mind in a practical, powerful, and deep way, just like a billionaire silently trains their own soul. There is a pattern, and it begins with a whisper that becomes a call. There is a mental formula billionaires use, and no one told you. It's not in conventional finance books, not in motivational speeches. It was born from a quiet, almost secret conversation between two men who saw beyond money. Andrew Carnegie, the steel magnate, invited a young unknown for a mission that would shape the future of human thought. The mission was simple but required courage. Interview the richest men of the time and decode what they had in common. Hill accepted without hesitation. For over 20 years, he dived into the intimate lives of these giants, businessmen, inventors, visionaries. He wasn't searching for what they did, but how they thought. What went on in the depths of the mind of someone capable of creating an empire from nothing? The answer surprised him. It wasn't about external formulas, but a set of internal principles. Mental, spiritual, and emotional habits working as hidden gears of success. The most intriguing part is that this remained hidden for decades. Hill's most famous work, Think and Grow Rich, is just the tip of the iceberg. What he learned doesn't fit into pretty phrases or scattered advice. It's an invisible system of thinking that can be trained, practiced, lived. And now, you're about to enter this system. But first, if this beginning has stirred something in you, like, share, and comment. I'm ready to think differently. Behind every true fortune, there is an idea that burns. It's not just any goal. It's a burning purpose. Napoleon Hill discovered that the richest men in history didn't accumulate wealth just from ambition, but because they were on a mission. They knew, with almost mystical clarity, why they were here, and every step was guided by that inner flame. When someone has a powerful enough why, the how appears. Science has proven, when we add emotion to our goals, we activate the brain's decision center, the limbic system. That means the brain acts with more force, clarity, and focus. People who live on autopilot don't access this power. But those who define a goal with feeling, intention, and frequency create an invisible field of attraction around themselves. It's as if the universe starts cooperating with those who know exactly what they want. Here's a simple, powerful exercise. Take a sheet of paper and write now, what is my true purpose at this stage of life? Don't write in a hurry. Let the answer come from the heart. When it comes, turn it into a phrase that moves you. Something that reminds you why you get up every day. Read this phrase every morning. It will be your rudder, even in storms. And this is only the first step. There is a silent difference between dreamers and doers. How they think when facing challenges. While many get lost in doubts, like what if it doesn't work? The billionaire mind never wastes time on that question. It swaps the what if for how. Instead of blocking the path with uncertainty, it seeks to build bridges with solutions. It's a trained kind of thinking, almost like a muscle. Learning to lift the weight of possibilities, neuroscience calls this solution-oriented neuroplasticity. Every time you face a problem and focus on the path instead of the obstacle, your brain creates new connections, new routes for response. And the more you repeat this process, the more automatic it becomes. That's why billionaires always seem to find a way out. They trained their minds for it. It's not talent, it's conscious reprogramming. Want to practice now? Take a real difficulty in your life, something bothering you today. Instead of asking, "Why did this happen to me?" ask, "How can I turn this into an opportunity?" Write down 3 possible ways. They don't have to be perfect. What matters is your mind starts acting as an ally. This is how the impossible begins to lose its power. Napoleon Hill observed something few dared to say out loud: the most intense desire of the human being, when redirected, becomes pure fuel for creation. He called this the transmutation of desire. And among all desires, there is one carrying extraordinary energy: sexual desire. It's not about repression, but elevation. The billionaires he studied didn't waste this energy. They channeled it into their projects, ideas, and achievements. This force is real. Science has shown that sexual energy activates powerful brain areas linked to motivation, creativity, and decision-making. When not discharged unconsciously, it accumulates, concentrates, and can be transformed into focus, discipline, and creative expression. That's why many geniuses and leaders spoke about celibacy, channeling, and focus. They knew that by mastering this force, they mastered themselves. You can start practicing this with small rituals. When you feel an impulse, instead of reacting, automatically pause and breathe. Ask yourself, how can I use this energy to create something today? Write, compose, study, build. Replace the desire to escape with an act of presence. It takes practice, but whoever masters this art unlocks a source of power most don't even imagine. How someone talks to themselves determines how far they can go. Billionaires think differently, not only in strategy, but in internal vocabulary. They don't say this is impossible. They say, what do I still not know to make this possible? Their inner dialogue is a command center where only words that expand, strengthen, and direct enter. Hill understood that words we repeat become beliefs, and beliefs shape destiny. Science has proven language directly affects the brain. Negative phrases, repeated often, lower our vital energy and sabotage actions before they even start. Positive affirmations repeated with intention reprogram the nervous system to recognize opportunities, not threats. And it's not about soulless cliches, it's about words with emotional roots you believe and feel. A valuable exercise is to consciously replace the phrases you repeat most when something goes wrong. Instead of "I can't," say "I'm still learning." Swap "I'm a failure for this taught me something." These small daily swaps start sculpting a new identity inside you. And identity precedes all real transformation. Napoleon Hill realized something surprising. No brilliant mind grows alone. All the billionaires he studied had an intimate circle of people with whom they exchanged ideas, visions, and intentions. They knew that when 2 or more minds connect with a common purpose, something invisible is activated, as if a third intelligence arises in the space between them. This connection is not just mental, it's energetic. When 2 people meet with focus, a resonance field is born. Quantum science still studies the effects of this phenomenon, but spirituality has spoken about it for millennia. Where there is unity in intention, power multiplies. Great achievers don't walk alone. They cultivate bonds with those who share vision and purpose. And in these meetings, common ideas become extraordinary solutions. If you feel stuck, maybe it's time to look around. Who do you share your dreams with? Who inspires, elevates, and challenges you to grow? A practical step is to meet weekly with 2 or 3 people with similar goals. Talk about progress, challenges, and actions. Forget gossip, complaints, or distractions. Focus on creating fertile ground for ideas to sprout. It's in this kind of soil rare seeds bloom. While most think about now, great builders of wealth think decades ahead. Napoleon Hill noticed that the richest men weren't the most rushed, but the most patient. They saw beyond haste, beyond urgency. They had a vision that transcended immediacy. And this vision guided them like a compass, even when everything seemed uncertain. They knew, those who plant wisely reap abundantly. Behavioral science confirms that the ability to delay gratification is directly linked to financial and personal success. A famous study with children, known as the marshmallow test, revealed that those who could wait for a greater future reward tended to be more successful adults. What Hill saw in billionaires is exactly that, a kind of strategic faith in time, the certainty that everything has its cycle. Want to cultivate this vision? Take a notebook and write where you want to be in 10 years. Not just money-wise, but life-wise, your routine, your peace, your impact in the world. Draw that reality with details. Then reflect. What can I plant today that will sustain this harvest? The future doesn't start tomorrow. It starts now in the mind of those who dare to imagine. Scarcity isn't a financial condition. It's a mental state. Napoleon Hill noticed that many fail not because of lack of talent, but because they're infected by an invisible belief that it's never enough. This belief acts like a silent virus. It infiltrates conversations, decisions, and emotions, and paralyzes action. Billionaires, on the other hand, operate from an inner sense of abundance, even when they don't yet have the results. Neuroscientists show that when the brain focuses on lack, it enters survival mode. This limits creativity, reduces future vision, and sabotages growth decisions. The person reacts with fear, not acts with faith. But there is a powerful antidote. Reprogram your language, thoughts, and environments to reflect abundance. This isn't denying reality, it's leading it. Do a simple exercise now. Grab paper and pen and write 5 phrases or beliefs you repeat about money or success that carry scarcity. Like money doesn't grow on trees, or I can't dream big. Then rewrite these phrases under the light of abundant truth, like, money reflects the value I deliver, or I can dream big and act wisely. Transformation begins with what you allow to live in your mind. Money, after all, is a mirror. It only reflects the consciousness of whoever attracts it. Napoleon Hill understood that the billionaires he interviewed didn't see money as an end, but as a flow, a natural consequence of who they were becoming inside. For them, money wasn't just currency, but energy in motion. Energy that responds to internal vibration, thoughts, emotions, intentions. Spirituality teaches that everything vibrates. Money is no exception. The law of correspondence reveals that the external world only manifests what has already been established internally. When you think with gratitude, act with generosity, and live with integrity, money tends to circulate. But when you vibrate judgment, guilt, or fear, it slips through your fingers. It's not magic, it's correspondence. Want to start changing that today? Watch your thoughts whenever money comes up. Criticism, judgment, or tension arises. Breathe and replace it with gratitude. Say quietly, I choose to live in peace with money. That changes your frequency. And when your frequency changes, the invisible game begins to favor you. Napoleon Hill was emphatic. Indecision is mental poison. He noticed that the great achievers in history made decisions quickly and held them firmly. Not because they knew all the answers, but because they trusted their vision. Prolonged doubt drains vital energy, wears down the mind, and traps us in paralysis. Decision, even if imperfect, sets the universe in motion. Science confirms, too many options cause anxiety and block action. It's the so-called paradox of choice. People who take too long to decide tend to regret more later. Not because of wrong decisions, but because of missed opportunities. Billionaires understand that deciding is leading, even when the path isn't clear yet. They train courage like a muscle. Want to start today? Do a simple exercise. Pick something pending for days, a call, a project, a request, and resolve it in 10 minutes. Train that quickness in small decisions. Over time, your mind will learn that acting with courage isn't risk, it's protection. Life responds stronger to those who choose with clarity. The difference between a forgotten dream and a built empire often lies in one word: persistence. Napoleon Hill witnessed this firsthand. The billionaires he interviewed had a kind of sacred stubbornness. They kept going when everything said to stop, not because they ignored the pain, but because they saw beyond it. They didn't look for signs to quit. They looked for the smallest thread of possibility and clung to it with faith. Neuroscience shows that consistently repeating an action shapes neural pathways, internal roads that make the action more automatic. Over time, it's like pushing a heavy rock at first, but then it gains momentum. Visionaries like Walt Disney and Elon Musk didn't always get it right, but they persisted so much that failure became small compared to the vision. If you want to feel this power in practice, pick a simple and meaningful goal and commit for 30 consecutive days. It can be waking up earlier, studying something new, or saving a specific amount. The important thing isn't the size of the goal, it's consistency. Because while the world looks for shortcuts, those who persist build invisible roots that sustain lasting success. Napoleon Hill wrote something bold: "Imagination is more powerful than knowledge." The billionaires he interviewed knew this intuitively. They didn't limit themselves to what already existed. They created mental images of something the world hadn't seen yet, and they fed these images daily, like cultivating a rare seed. They didn't wait for it to happen. They saw it happen inside before any external movement. Modern science confirms the brain can't clearly distinguish between what's real and what's vividly imagined. When you visualize with details, emotion, and intention, you activate the same brain, areas that would be activated when living it for real. This means you can train your future reality inside your mind until it starts manifesting outside. Try this now. Close your eyes for 5 minutes and imagine, with rich details, the life you want to live. See the colors, hear the sounds, feel the emotions. Repeat this process every day, especially when you wake up and before you sleep. Gradually, you'll notice your choices, words, and even posture align with what you visualize. Because reality begins where the mind dwells. Napoleon Hill taught that faith is the invisible fuel that keeps the engine of achievement running. But it's not blind faith. It's faith born from knowledge, experience, and self-trust. The billionaires he studied didn't wait for proof to act. They acted because they believed, with an inner certainty that not even fear could shake. This faith generates a frequency that attracts results and aligned people. Spiritually, faith is a vibrational frequency that harmonizes mind and heart. Scientifically, studies show that people with high levels of faith maintain greater persistence and resilience when facing adversity. They see obstacles as tests, not definitive barriers. This strength creates a magnetic field connecting purpose, action, and result in a powerful dance. You can cultivate this faith right now. Write 10 reasons proving to yourself that it's possible to win, even if you don't see clear signs yet. Read this list whenever doubt arises. Over time, it will become an invisible shield, protecting your mind and soul from external storms. This faith will be the glue, keeping your path firm and your eyes on the horizon. Billionaires don't make decisions based only on numbers and data. They learn to trust the silent voice that comes from within, intuition. Napoleon Hill noticed this voice isn't mystical, but the result of deep intelligence processing information beyond the conscious mind. It's like an internal radar that detects opportunities and dangers before rational thought perceives them. Science explains intuition as the unconscious processing of thousands of data and experiences stored in the brain. It's a quick synthesis that arises as a sudden insight. Learning to listen to this voice requires silence and practice. Meditation is a powerful tool to calm mental noise and allow this inner wisdom to manifest clearly. To exercise it, try meditating 5 minutes a day, focusing on your breath and observing thoughts without judgment. Then write down the first insight or feeling that comes. Over time, you'll notice this voice becomes clearer and more trustworthy, guiding your decisions with wisdom beyond the obvious. This is one of the least talked about secrets of great achievers. Napoleon Hill revealed that true success goes beyond the bank account. It's about the impact we leave in the world. Billionaires who truly shine transcend the ego, that voice, whispering "me first" to connect with a higher purpose. They understand that true wealth is a legacy that transforms lives, creates opportunities, and generates an endless cycle of prosperity. This transcendence isn't a distant or abstract gesture. It's a real spiritual frequency, attracting resources, alliances, and favorable energy. It's the recognition that abundance is only complete when shared. When focus moves from me to we, something magical happens. The universe conspires in your favor, opening doors that once seemed closed. Reflect. Who does your wealth impact? What mark do you want to leave? Connect your purpose to the greater good. This not only feeds your soul, but strengthens your mind to face challenges. Because the true power of a billionaire lies in their ability to serve and inspire, creating a wave far beyond themselves. Napoleon Hill summarized everything in a powerful formula: desire plus faith plus action plus persistence plus connection plus imagination plus purpose equals billionaire mind. Each element is an essential gear which, when aligned, generates a force capable of transforming any dream into reality. This formula isn't a secret for few. It's the result of daily, conscious, passionate practice. But this isn't a recipe to be memorized. It's an invitation to transformation. Each principle is a step you can apply right now, starting from clear intention to constant action. The billionaire mind doesn't wait for the perfect moment. It creates perfect conditions in every instant. It's a mental, spiritual, and emotional training shaping who you will be tomorrow. Here's the final challenge. Choose one of these principles and commit to applying it in the next 24 hours. It can be writing your purpose, deciding quickly on something, or visualizing your ideal life. Then come back and share your experience. True change happens in practice, in action, and it's this action that separates dreamers from doers. The billionaire mind isn't a gift. It's a daily construction made of conscious choices, unshakable faith, and courage to act even when the path is uncertain. Living this transformation is to feel each step, each challenge, and each victory deeply. It's understanding that the power to change your reality lies within you, waiting to be awakened. If this video spoke to you, like, share, and subscribe. The world needs people who not only dream, but also make things happen. Comment here which principle you will put into practice today. Your journey may inspire other lives to awaken too. Remember, true wealth begins when mind and heart walk together, aligned by purpose. You are capable of reprogramming your mind and creating a life of abundance and meaning. The first step is in your decision right now.